to CM Aviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have massive unboxing at number 58 for you all. I hope all of you are excited for today's video, as today we have a very diverse massive unboxing. We got some 1-400s from the United States, from all kinds of countries, some 1-200s, and even some snap together aircraft. This is going to be really fun, and I hope each and every one of you are excited for this today. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty everybody, welcome to Massive Unboxing 58. I hope all of you are excited for this today, as we have a bunch of really cool models to take a look at here today. So the first one comes from the Houston Collectible Show, a little bit smaller, so I didn't get too many die-cast aircraft, but I did get one. This is the Delta Airlines 767-400 and SkyTeam livery by Panda models. I've been wanting to get another Delta 764, the BCRF came out, and then this one too, so I've been contemplating it for several months now to join up with, I think it's slightly in the frame over there, that one, the normal 764, and I decided to go with this one right here, the SkyTeam, which is a really nice model. So here's the box, 767-400, here's all the applicable specifications, whatnot. So yeah, really excited to have this aircraft. It looks really awesome. We got the other Panda 764s previously, the Delta 9, and they were awesome. So I can only imagine this aircraft's going to be just as good. And there's also some Houston collectible items here in the back as well that I put in. So let's go ahead and get those. Actually, never mind. This is from Yankee Victor 400.shop. He has an awesome storefront along with a great Instagram page. Got to talk to him at the show, so definitely feel free to check him out. Really awesome. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into the aircraft. So here it is, the SkyTeam 767-400. Again, this is a really nice aircraft, so very excited to have it here in the collection today. So let's not waste any further time and go ahead and unbox the model. So there goes the plastic, and here it is. It's really, really nice. They did a great job. I don't have many SkyTeam aircraft in my fleet, so anytime we get one, it's a huge day, and no exception for this particular example. Okay, everybody, here it is, the Panda models, 1-400 scale, Delta Airlines Boeing 767-400. Looks stupendous to me, really nice mold, very nice aircraft here, and very excited to add it to the collection. Let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get into this. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone. Panda and definitely NG have really good nose cones here. The Gemini is also decent. It's obviously not the best, but nevertheless, the Panda one's certainly on point here. It looks really nice. And then you got the applicable pitot tubes and whatnot. Here's nose landing gear. I'm a really big fan of the landing gear root here. You can see it's nice and proportional, not too bulky. So that part's just fantastic. Really, really nice. You also got the nose landing gear door as well, which is fantastic. Here's the L1 door. It all looks really sleek, very nice. Also, may I add that the gloss from the SkyTeam livery is really nice on this aircraft. I really like it. Anyway, though, here's the SkyTeam titles. They look fantastic, nice and navy, so you absolutely love to see that. First class up here, and then of course you get into a few passenger windows. Here's the Delta Airlines logo. Just really good effort overall. It looks super nice, and it's definitely a pop aircraft. I really like that hint of red for the Delta logo. It really just adds a nice little element right there. And then, of course, you got the rest of the passenger windows there before you get to the L2 door. I believe we do have some stickers here about Delta's the best airline and XYZ year and all that, so that's cool. Here's the antenna up here on top, really nice, proportional. I absolutely love Panda's attention to detail there, so that's really nice. The wing roots are very nice, very similar vibe to NG, but it's not the exact same, but very similar concept. Looks very good, so overall, really good job. The slats also look really nice. There's the beautiful engines here on the 764. Looks really good, along with the back piece right there. The exhaust also is in good shape. Really good indentations here on the wings. Those are very nice, so overall, really good effort. You also got the main landing gear back here too, which certainly looked very nice. So very happy to get to see all the details there. That's looking really sharp. And then you got the L3 door here, which looks very good too. Nice and proportional, so you absolutely love to see that. Not one, but two boxes here. Presumably one for Wi-Fi, one for cable perhaps, but nevertheless, both those look really nice, so absolutely happy to see that. And then you got the beautiful SkyTeam logo back here, which looks really cool. I think it's a very unique one. Let me know in the comments what you think of it, but nevertheless, looking really sharp right there, along with the back antenna. And then you got the L4 door, and you got the registration November 84, I think it's 5, right? 844 this time. Mike Hotel, I think BRFC, or the breast cancer livery states simply, it might be 845. But here's the tail. It looks really nice. Got the SkyTeam right there, logo and all the proportions. I also want to add that the tail shape and the back piece here look really good on the Panda mold. So very nice to get to see it here on this mold. Just absolutely fantastic. So definitely going to be doing a model review on this one. Highly recommend it. It's a great aircraft. Here's the right side with the baggage doors right there. And you also got one here in the back. You also got the colored antennas down there, which is really nice too. And a very nice touch to add to the realism of this aircraft. Top looks really great. And the bottom also in good shape with all the proportions and what you want to see. So overall, really good aircraft. Very happy to add it here today. And overall looking very sharp. Alrighty, so this massive unboxing today features several aircraft that my parents got me for Christmas, which is very nice of them. We've had this tradition where they've surprised me with various aircraft. I've really tried to help my mom out in the selection process over the last several years. She's done a really great job making an effort to be very particular and very meaningful when it comes to buying these aircraft, which I really appreciate, and no exception here this Christmas. So what we have here is a Jetstar Airbus A320 by NG in their old livery. So when I was telling mom, explaining to her about this absolutely incredible trip that I just completed, the around the world adventure extravaganza just journey, I was explaining to her that there's a bunch of really cool aircraft that I was flying, and I tried to hint at exactly what I was flying, and she did a very good job to get some of those aircraft, but she also wanted to get some aircraft that I would be spotting a bunch, which is very nice of her to be that considerate. One of which would be the Jetstar A320. As you all know, there's a bunch of A320s flying around there in Sydney, so I spotted a bunch of them, including many in this livery. She was trying to get an A321, I think, because I flew the A321, actually flew it, but I spotted plenty of the 320s, which is going to be a great asset for a new model airport, which I'm very excited about. We'll talk about that later. But nevertheless, Jetstar A320, this is going to be really cool. Saw a bunch of these in this exact Jetstar.com livery, so let's go ahead and take a look. This is really cool. So thank you very much to the parents. Here's the Airbus A320 up here. Got the Jetstar logo, all day, every day, low fares. Jetstar's a really cool carrier for them long haul and short haul. Victor Hotel, Victor Quebec Hotel. Very cool NG-1400. So this model I think came out a couple of years ago now. But nevertheless, it's really cool to get to see it here. It was on the Panafox Toys website, I'm sure is where she got it from. But nevertheless, very excited to have it. This is going to be a great addition. Jetstar is a very cool carrier, and the Australia aviation sector is fantastic. It is actually a relatively new aircraft. This came out in March of 23, so sometime in mid-2023 is probably when this aircraft came out. So still relatively new, but nevertheless, it's going to be a great addition for the reasons that I mentioned, and I'm really excited to get the feature here at the airport. So here it is. Gloss color is really cool, and we have a Jetstar model in the collection. Okay, everybody, here it is. The NG models, 1/400 scale, Jetstar.com, Airbus A320. Really cool to have this. Again, thank you so much to the parents. Really cool to fly their A321, and really cool to get surprised with the A320. Again, it's just as special as I flew spotted several of these, so it's just as meaningful and really cool to think about, flying Jetstar's domestically, and now having a model for their domestic presence. So, but they do even fly to places like Singapore and whatnot, so it's not just the continent of Australia. With that being said, we won't waste any further time and go ahead and get into the details. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone. We know how awesome this mold is, so no need to elaborate on its efforts. So love to see it here for NG. Got the antenna up here, and the gloss is a very strong color. This is kind of like the American Airlines livery. It really appears differently in so many different faucets, so there's only so much you can do to master it. Personally, I think it looks pretty good here, maybe slightly dark and a little too metallically, or is that even a word? A little too metallic-like, but regardless, still looking really sharp. Here's the panel right here, and then you got the nose landing gear, L1 door, and then you got the Jetstar.com titles, which is very cool. All day, everyday low fares. I believe this was their previous livery before they did the updated titles, and then later, the A321neo now has that etched orange on the tail back here. I definitely want to get a model of that sometime. Anyway, looking really sharp here, and then you got all the windows. They are pretty much just like, essentially, it's a better version of Frontier pretty much, so all economy seats, but I thought it was really good, to be honest. But anyway, more reliable too, it seems. You got the emergency exits here, and then they got IAEs on their A320s, so here's those, the 2500s. And then you got the emergency exit pad, which is really cool. Amazing indentations here in the wing, it looks really nice. And then you got the beautiful fence steps here that look really strong. Main landing gear, also really cool too. And then you got the antennas back here. You got two right next to each other. And you get the rest of the economy section here. I'm sorry, I just got done with the huge trip. It's the Saturday after I just landed back, so my brain's a little wiped, but I'm trying my best to focus. The registration is Victor Hotel, Victor Quebec Hotel, and it's the Airbus A320. Got the jet and then the star there for the logo, and then you got the various pieces there on the tail for the rudder and whatnot. You got the APU, horizontal stabilizers, very detailed on this mold, as we know. It looks really sharp. Right side of the aircraft's also very good. All the details look very nice, and yeah, they definitely did a really good job of assembling this aircraft and putting it together along with the associated features. Here's the top of the aircraft. It looks very nice. Really big fan of all the details. And the bottom looks really great. You got the Jetstar logo down there. Didn't know about that. That's very cool. And all of it looks really sharp. So this is a great aircraft to have. Once again, huge thank you to them. They did a great job on the selection process, and we'll get to check out more of their aircraft here in the near future. The next aircraft we're going to take a look at is going to be a little bit briefer because it actually needs some work. I just didn't have time to work on it before I started the video. This is actually a kit aircraft I got at the Houston Collectible Show. This is the Lufthansa 727 in a very original livery. There was a personal vendor there that was selling various kits that he made, and I think I got this for $10, so it was really cool to see what he made. I do have all the parts. What happened was it was in a plastic bag in my backpack, and unfortunately it got smashed around a little bit, and the parts just kind of started to fall off by, not intentionally, of course, they just kind of started falling off. So I'll have to reassemble this aircraft here in the future, but it is a really cool one. We'll do a brief overview of it, but obviously it needs some work before we can do too much on it. So I'll probably bring it back for a future video when it is reassembled. But anyway, get the cockpit windows right here, nose cone. It is a very unique kit style that has these grooves on it, which is pretty cool. But anyway, the L1 door would be here, Lufthansa titles, and then you got the Boeing 727 jet, or I'd say Europe jet 727, but that's pretty cool. And antenna, I don't know what I'm going to do on that. That's going to be a tough fix, but I might try to fix it. We'll see. Anyway, there's where the emergency exits would go. Here's the wings, they're pretty cool. And then there's the registration Delta Alpha Bravo India Bravo. Got the back, the logo is very cool on that. Looks pretty sharp. APU. The other engine's on there, but I just can't get the other one to stay on. But it has 727 on it, so that's pretty cool. So here's a good look at that and all of the various features. The top's pretty cool. It does have some coins in it, so that's why you hear it rattle. They weigh it down. The landing gear do need to be re-glued, so quite a bit of work to fix this one up. But you can only do so much when you're trying to transit home items. So yeah, it's the risk that you take when you don't have a box. So no doubt, definitely a huge piece of the puzzle. There is no doubt about it. So we'll continue to move forward as we can. And the next aircraft we're going to be taking a look at here is another surprise from my parents, and mom really tried hard on this one as well. She did a good job. This one's a very unique one. So she saw that I went to Dallas to catch the inaugural Fiji A350 flight, and there was probably no A350 she could find, so she wanted to be very thoughtful and get a Fiji 737 MAX 8, which is another very great addition. Now, I was very fortunate to spot a few of these in Sydney, so this actually works out really well, and I wasn't expecting to see them there, so really this works out great. This is a really cool aircraft. I still need to get an A350 at some point, of course, so that will definitely be on the list. But as for the 737 MAX, this will be huge for that project that I mentioned with the new model airport. So very excited for that. But this is still a really cool aircraft. I'm very excited to add it here to the fleet today. This is a Phoenix model, by the way. So let's go ahead and take a look. Boeing 737 MAX 8, here's the aircraft. You got their logo back there, Fiji Airways. The registration's Delta Quebec, Foxtrot Alpha. Foxtrot's very unique. It's a Platinum Series aircraft like every other Phoenix model. Now, the Phoenix MAX mold, of course, is solid. It's definitely not the best one out there, but it certainly is not the worst either. So I'm excited to see this one. I haven't got a MAX from Phoenix in a few months, so I'm eager to see how this one looks. And so far, so good. I do really like the colors on it. It appears really sharp, so that's going to be awesome. But yeah, this will be cool to fly to, obviously, Fiji from the model airport. So, and maybe a Fifth Freedom or two. We'll see. Just depends on where the airport's located and all of what that's going to encompass. But here it is. And yeah, it honestly looks really sharp. That's really, really good effort by Phoenix. So let's go ahead and take a look. A little wiped out. I apologize, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, here we have the Phoenix 1 to 400 scale Fiji Airways 737 MAX 8. Very good looking aircraft. It's really solid. Really good job here by Phoenix. They did a good job with all the components. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty, everybody, here we go. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone looking very sharp right here. It's obviously not the most proportionally accurate one, but not bad. So we'll take it. A couple pitot tubes here at the front, nose landing gear door here as well. I think this is their flag. I can't quite see it. And then you got the L1 door right here. Fiji is a part of the One World Alliance, a huge reason why they're starting service to Dallas. So there's that logo right there. You got the Fiji Airways titles right here. Very unique in the fact that there's multiple lines per letter. So that's a very cool part of this. And then Airways is obviously more normal. I believe they do have a first class here, but very similar concept to Jetstar. I think they have quite a few domestic operations, and then they have more international than Jetstar has, but certainly not to the extent of a huge carrier. The Fiji Islands are not ginormous, but they're pretty big. Okay, we have the rest of that here, and then into economy, a couple panel details up here. The engines always interest me on the Phoenix mold. I think they look pretty good. They're just different relative to the other manufacturers. Maybe just a little bit more thickness, but not particularly in a bad way, just noticeable. There's the antenna right there as well, looking sharp. And then the winglets, not too bad. They're not the most sleek nor proportionally, the cut of them is not the straightest, if that makes sense. It's a little clunky, but not too bad. Now, if you really want the ultimate critique here, again, I don't mind, so I just want to preface that it's not an issue. I'm very appreciative for the aircraft, and it's going to be great for my fleet. But if you want just a very blunt analysis here, the wing detail is decent, not enough indentation in my eyes for the speed brakes, but otherwise pretty good. The exit pad is very nicely detailed, so that's good. This Wi-Fi box is pretty, it's very much like the winglets. It's not very like fine-tuned and cut. It's not very sleek. It's just very kind of waved in there and just kind of molded on there. I'm sure it's much cheaper to do it that way, but just an observation. Again, not a huge deal, but definitely wanted to note that I think the Southwest Max I have from Phoenix is a little bit more stubby than that, a little bit more accurate, but that one's very wavy. So again, not a huge issue. Just wanted to mention that. But there's the back antenna to go with it. The registration is Delta Quebec Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot, and then you got the tail back there. So seems like the darker shade there might be a little too dark, but again, I could just be my brain right now. I'm a little wiped out, so again, I apologize. I'll stop saying that, but I just want to say if the analysis is a little bit clunky, that's why. And then as for the actual normal color for their main portion of livery there, that looks really nice. So good job there, and the logo also looks really sharp. So overall, very nice to see it right here. Right side of the aircraft's also really good. Very similar details of what we talked about previously. Cockpit window lines also look kind of interesting, but you got Boeing 737 MAX 8 on it there too. You also got the baggage door as well. Top of the aircraft looks very nice, so certainly happy to see that, and overall looking very sharp. Bottom of the aircraft also looks really good. You got the two red antennas, you got Fiji there in the middle, and you also got the main landing gear to go along with it. Overall, very good aircraft, very happy to have it, and it's definitely going to be a tremendous asset here for many years to come. The next aircraft I've been wanting to get for a while, and I just remember talking about it. It's like, I would really like to get it. I would really like to get it. Do I want to spend the money on it? I love the shark flips on it, so on and so forth. And then I saw it at Orlando, and I was like, yep, that's it. This is the engine model's JetBlue A321. This has the Knock Knock Blues Theirs titles, and it has the red sharklets. So I got the first release they did, those blue sharklets, but I just fell in love with the red sharklets. Yeah, I will say before I opened the aircraft, and I've seen plenty of unboxings that featured the same problem. It sounds like there's broken parts in there, probably a wing, so you go ahead and get that out of the way. And we know the quality control, that it seems like it's been better for most manufacturers the last 6 months at least, but this one was definitely an exception. 957 Juliet Bravo. This aircraft I think came out sometime in the summer, but anyway, the box is really cool. 321. You got all the pattern detail here for that balloons type style. I really like the new JetBlue livery. I think it's fantastic. I hope to see Gemini do an A220 soon. Back to the box. Now again, there's a very good chance that we're going to have multiple broken parts. There may even be a landing gear, who knows. But after seeing Syracuse Aviation's review on this, the best is yet to come, right? Okay, so is it really not broken? Really? Was it just the card in there that was clunking around? The card was super loud. It was like clunking everywhere. Wow, okay, so that is a huge turn of events. That is really crazy to see. So it sounds like that this is good. I'm surprised. I thought for sure that we were going to hear more clunking than that. Okay, so great to see that NG was able to pull this one off, and great to see that it shipped successfully. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let me see if I can get the plastic going here. This is probably one of my most dysfunctional unboxings. I know that it's getting redundant to continue repeating it, but yep. Okay, so there's a little bit of loose there, but I'm not going to pull it any more than that, is because it's in there enough. But otherwise, the aircraft appears to be in good shape. No other broken parts. So yeah, this is fantastic. Alrighty, everybody, here it is. The engine model's 1:400 scale JetBlue Airways A321 with the red sharklets new livery. This is a great aircraft. I'm really excited to put this in the model airport to get to feature it. This looks really, really nice. So certainly very happy to get to see it right there. And overall, it's looking really sharp. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get an analysis. Alrighty, everybody, here we go. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone looking very sharp, and there's the titles once again as we talked about. Here's the antenna along with the L1 door and the nose landing gear. Again, this mold's just perfection. It's super, super nice. So very happy to get the feature here today, looking very sharp. Here's the JetBlue Airways billboard titles. I really like how they did a bigger design on this livery. So yeah, I think it's a huge upgrade. Definitely a great investment here for JetBlue to be more standout. Everybody knows Spirit and everybody knows Southwest, so this definitely will help JetBlue to kind of stand out a little bit. So I love to see that. Couple panel details. Here's the L2 door, so definitely glad to get to see that right there. The IAE 2500 is looking sharp as ever. So wonderful to see that. Wing details really good. We're definitely back to a much more cut line design here on the wing. This looks really nice. Shark looks fantastic. Really like the red on it. This was one of the biggest driving points to get this aircraft was that. So I'm really happy to see that, and overall it looks really, really nice. You got the main landing gear here as well. They look really sharp. So overall, every element of the NG321 mold is really spot on, and no doubt that these components fall in line with all of what you'd want to see on a model aircraft like this. So very happy to get to see that. The L3 door looks sharp as well, and then a very nice curvature there on the Wi-Fi box. We got two more antennas right there, and then we start getting into the balloons designs. So we have several white or cream ones, and then we got some lighter blues. Kind of, is that like an aqua blue? I don't even know, or kind of like a light mid-tone blue of sorts. And then of course we have the darker ones, which goes in line with their main portion of the liveries. So see several of those, and I really like the red circles they added in there just for a couple of touches. So that's really cool, and overall it definitely makes the tail pop really nicely. So that's definitely a very colorful tail. Bottom also looks really sharp. They even put some red down there, which is really impressive. So definitely very cool to get to see that. APU, horizontal stabilizers, every element that you'd like to see. Right side of the aircraft is very nice as well. You see all the features over here, along with the IAEs, and yeah, just the red sharklets I think really make this aircraft. And it's so cool to see the JetBlue is doing different colors on their aircraft, just enough to make them stand out, if that makes sense. I really like the purple on the A220s, so I think this will be a huge difference maker for them, and kind of, you know, it's kind of like Frontier's animal tail, so every aircraft will be a little different. So love to see here for JetBlue. This is really sharp, and overall this will be a great addition to the fleet, and I'm really excited to get to feature it here in the coming future. There's the JetBlue underbelly as well, and the underside looks great. So yeah, definitely happy to get to see that right there. And yeah, it's not broken, so that's huge. It's looking fantastic. Let's get another snap together going here. This one's in good shape. Got this for $15. This is from the same guy that I got the snap together from. This is a FedEx MD-11 in the purple livery. So no plastic here for it. It just slowly but surely all the parts take it out. Or I actually took it out once, so that's why. But anyway, yeah, these flight miniatures have been really fun to acquire at the shows because the price is just so fantastic. So let me go ahead and assemble this one for you. I think I struggled with this one. No, I think I put it together once and it was tough. Yeah, this, man, goodness gracious, golly, that took some real muscle to get that going there. But anyway, yeah, this is a great aircraft. This should be a good addition to the fleet. Yeah, it was just about one side, that's right. So yeah, very happy to have it. It will be very nice to add a cool FedEx plane here to the fleet. It's so weird that there's no FedEx on the tail, but it might be quite the effort to get it going there. There we go. And then we have, oh yeah, one of the engines broke off. Darn it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to glue that, but it's not the only aircraft in this video that's gonna need a glue. Anyway, so don't worry about it. It was in transit that it broke off. It wasn't. I think I was trying to put that dang wing on, and I think it snapped. I think that's what actually happened. But anyway, flight miniatures, FedEx MD-11, we're going to review it from the right for different because we have an engine on this side, so yes. So yeah, this aircraft's really sharp as well. This will look really cool with the other flight miniatures, and again, this has been really cool fleet to develop. It's a very affordable fleet to develop, and just kind of cool to add some new pieces. So yeah, I like flight miniatures and what they're doing. While basic, it's very meaningful. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the FedEx Express McDonnell Douglas MD-11. Okay, so you got the cockpit windows here in the front, and then of course the L1 and R1 doors. Very simple details, but the nose proportions look pretty good. Now I do have the American MD-11, and it's very similar, so looking sharp there. The Federal Express titles are really cool. Not too much detail to it at all, but obviously you can tell what it is, so that's the important part. So certainly looking sharp, and overall a very nice aircraft to get to feature there, so that looks really nice. And you of course get that cheat stripe right there, and that takes us on to the wing detail, which the wing root looks very nice as well, so that's really cool. And then it has some pretty good indentations on it for the flap slats, speed brake. You can tell where they're supposed to be, so that's really big. And I really appreciate their efforts, especially considering this aircraft is at least 20 years old, if not older. There's the engine right there. Again, I gotta glue the other one, but pretty good. It's a little like hanging down a little too much probably, but still really sharp, so no complaints on that. And then you got the very iconic MD-11 winglet with that little fence-off piece and the beginning of the skimming car. Just kidding. Looking sharp right there, so definitely great to see that. And then of course it cheats up to get it to the tail, so cool to see that purple continue on there. And then of course you get the red stripe it's still just really neat to see how these carriers went from having the color on the top of the aircraft to the color on the bottom. So of course, many of these carriers for a long time put all the color on top and then left the bottom white, but have since inverted that. And I think we'll continue with the white on top for many years to come. You got the horizontal stabilizers though, and the additional features, so all looking really sharp regardless. Right side of the aircraft's very similar. The door looks slightly different, and of course the engine, as I said, is currently defunct. Top of the aircraft looks really sharp, and the bottom very nice there, and a typical flight miniature stand, not too much to it. It's made in Taiwan, so there we go. But overall looking really sharp, very happy to have this aircraft, and this will definitely be a nice addition for many years to come. So the final surprise that my parents got me, and I'm very appreciative that they got this one. I just flew it last night, so very cool to now get to unbox the aircraft. It's going to be this one, and really excited that, you know, I got to share the list with them, kind of show them a couple of the planes I was flying on, and really cool to get a 1-200 of one that I'll actually be flying. And actually, to go back to a previous mass unboxing real quick, the Delta A220 I got in that mass unboxing from last year actually was the A220 I flew, which was so cool, from Houston to Minneapolis. So I have in both 1-400 and 1-200. So feeling extremely fortunate that I continue to luck out and get these aircraft that I've flown on. This one, I haven't flown the exact registration, but that's more than okay. It's the exact replica, just one letter is different, so it's all good. This is the Air Canada A220-300 by Gemini 200, so very excited to have this and very appreciative to get this aircraft. So flew it from Toronto to Chicago off of the other aircraft that we'll take a look at next that I flew before it. So really cool, and there's going to be one additional aircraft I'm going to want to acquire to complete this little trio from this Star Alliance itinerary. Smaller Gemini 200 logo, Air Canada logo up here in front, CGI A220-300. Did I say AI 220-300? Oh my goodness gracious. Airbus A220-300, G2 ACA 1197. Here's all the various components of the box. And this is a 2022 release. I got its 1-400 counterpart, I think. So that's nice. And yeah, let's not waste any further time and go ahead and get started. Now, there is a broken main landing gear. I just peeked in here on Christmas Day. They wanted to take a look at it, so we did. And yeah, that's okay. It's an easy fix. I just need to get the glue out. So what I'm gonna do is probably put it on the stand. But as you can see, it snapped right there, but that's not a huge deal. But anyway, it's a really nice aircraft. Here it is. Looks really, really sharp. So let me go ahead and put the stand on it here, and then we'll take a look. Alrighty, everybody, and after a little try and error, here it is, the Gemini 200 1-200 scale Air Canada Airbus A220-300. A very good looking aircraft here. Very excited to have it here in the fleet today. This will be a great addition, and very excited to get to feature it here today. With that being said, we won't waste any further time and go ahead and get into the aircraft. So here's the cockpit windows up here at the front. They look very nice. The raccoon mask on this particular aircraft is really cool, so very happy to get to see it. You got the hatch up here for the cockpit, and then of course the nose cone, which is very nice here on the Gemini mold. The pitot tubes and all the additional details and whatnot, so absolutely very happy to get to see that. Got the nose landing gear and nose landing gear door. They look very sharp. I think this is tilted up slightly because it probably got pressed down somehow during shipment, which I don't even know how that's possible, but that would explain why the landing gear snapped. Star Alliance logo right here, and then you get the L1 door, so very happy to get to see all that. Here's the Air Canada billboard titles. They look very sharp, and then you get the Air Canada maple leaf right here looking very sharp. And then of course you have the first antenna here, and you got a few first class seats, I think 3 rows, and then that takes you into the economy, which you got economy plus followed by normal economy. Like, I'm gonna move this slow because the tripod's very sensitive. Here's the engines. They look very nice. They make some really nice sounds, so cool to see that. So there's a nice overview of what those look like, and overall looking very sharp. There's the emergency exit right there, looking very cool, along with the emergency exit pad. I'll get you a top-down view here in a moment. Just once again, trying to be delicate with the stand here. Here's the wing. It looks very nice. Good job on the detail for it with the flap slots, speed brakes. Looks very sharp. Got the 3D beacon on top there as well, looking very good. You got 2 more antennas here in the back. They're a little too big, that first one is, but again, it's not a huge deal, just an observation. The rest of the passenger windows, I think these hold maybe 35 or 40, somewhere in there. Canada flag, the registration of this particular aircraft is Charlie Golf Juliet X-Ray Echo. I can't remember exactly which one I flew last night, but yeah, I flew one of them. A220-300 titles, and then you got the L2 door, and you got the maple leaf that I'll show you here. There it is, and you got the applicable components with the horizontal stabilizers and the APU, which looks very sharp on the A220. Let's go ahead and take a look at the right side of the aircraft where we're going to find the first baggage door. Don't worry, landing gear just snapped off, so just need to get it fixed. And then you got the back of the aircraft here, which looks very nice as well with the baggage door as well. Top of the aircraft looks very nice. Happy to see all those details going strong in there, along with the, yeah, let's look at that wing a little bit more in detail there. You can see the, that's the speed brakes, I cannot think. Speed brakes and all the additional details. Bottom of the aircraft looks very strong. And yeah, definitely got to work on that main landing gear. Really cool piece there by those landing gears. That looks very nice there with those gray pieces. That's really cool. And the air inlets up there in front as well. And the GeminiJets logo. So all this is very nice, very good looking aircraft, and very happy to have it here in the collection. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and take a look at the grand finale. This is the Gemini 200 1:200 scale Lufthansa Airlines Boeing 747-400. So I was beyond fortunate to fly this beautiful piece of art from Frankfurt to Toronto, and just an incredible experience. Upper deck, just fantastic. It was over the top, so much fun. Super fortunate for that experience. But man, this is so cool to have. And in-flight did the exact registration that I flew, so maybe down the road, if I find a good deal on that one, I might flip-flop them. But the Gemini one's fantastic. I got it for like $135, which for a 1-200 wide body in 2025 is fantastic. So very excited to have it here, and what a special memory. And I'll be able to point out the exact seat that I flew on. And I just remember walking the upper deck and seeing the big door up there and all that. So just an unreal experience. It was super fun. Here's the box. It is very, very cool. Got the gray on it. This is Delta Alpha Bravo Victor Yankee, and this is G2DLH1241. So this is going to be really cool. So I'm going to have to raise the tripod up for this so that I can adequately show it up around. Here's the side profiles. I know the audio is not the best. Here's the back of the box. This is a recent release, a 2024 release, and I asked my grandparents to get me this one because they asked for a gift. So I very much appreciate their efforts, and yeah, very fortunate to be in the position I am. I would be happy to help donate to the cause if there was people that weren't getting gifts that really wanted them. But hopefully I'll be able to do a giveaway for all of you here in the near future to help, because I know not all of you are fortunate enough to get aircraft all the time, and I feel for all of you, so definitely want to make that a reality for as many of you as possible. That being said, here is the styrofoam. So we lift up the top, and boom, there it is, the Lufthansa 747-400. So let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful piece of art. So we have a top layer of plastic which comes off, and then we have the actual aircraft, so I'm going to stand out first, and then just slowly but surely start lifting it. It's so weird to see it after flying it, man. This is so cool. Okay, just very gentle with it here. Definitely don't want to break it. It's been well over a month since I've got it, so if I break it now, we're finished. And boom, beautiful. And then put it on the stand, and boom. Look at that piece of art, the Lufthansa 747-400. That is so cool. And here it is, everybody, the Gemini 200 1:200 scale Lufthansa Airlines Boeing 747-400. What a treat. This is super cool to have. Feeling extremely fortunate to add this beauty to the collection. Still surreal to think that I flew this. Absolutely beautiful piece of art, but man, it is here. It's in the collection. What are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty, everybody, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So here's the cockpit windows with the windshield wipers, and then of course you have the exit from the cockpit. Just so cool to have the 1:200 747. It's a really awesome mold and really brings it to life, which is so cool. The 1-400s do a good job too, but definitely 1-200 is just unreal. So love to see it. Here's the nose cone right here, and then of course you got some business class up here, and then you got the Lufthansa logo on it. It would be so weird to sit in this very front window. That would be so interesting. So don't think I would ever do it because of how far away it is from the wing, but man, that would just be so interesting. Pitot tubes up here, and then you get the nose landing gear door. So really good detail on here. You can see how it's nice and proportional, and it does twist both ways. So that's really cool. You can actually do a 360 with it. So good design overall there. That's really nice. Here's the L1 door right here. You got the lever and it says some sort of detail there. Can't quite see it, but nevertheless, still looking very strong right there. You got Starlight's logo up here. And then of course you got the Boeing 747-400 titles right here, which is really cool. Followed by that, you got the huge Lufthansa titles. Very nice and easy to read on this. So that's really cool. Here's the upper deck I was referring to. It was so cool to be up there for 8 hours. So really fun to just get to check it all out and see what it's all about. I believe my seat on the other side was maybe the third window or so. It might have been a couple more back. It might have been somewhere around here. I need to correctly identify that, but nevertheless, really cool. Here's the beacon, and you got 2 antennas, a stubby one and the big one right there, so that's really cool. But yeah, the upper deck's just so much fun, and that large door right there is also extremely unique. It is very large, so very cool to see that, and overall, looking very strong right there to say the least. And there's the L2 door down below here with some good details, and then the Lufthansa logos on there, of course. And you get the wing root right here as well, which is very nice. You can see that it looks pretty fluid and strong, so happy to see that. And you got some sort of light up there as well, so very happy to see that. And you got the rest of the aircraft here, so that's very nice to see that. Okay, here's the leading edge right there looking very strong, and then you got the engines here in the front that also look very nice along with the cowling, so very cool to see that. They look really nice, and they certainly sound very nice in real life, so that's very nice. Now, I don't think these spin, and I hate to kind of put my pin on it, but I'll try it. They might. Let's see. Okay, they do spin. Okay, they just didn't look like they did. So these are spinnable fan blades. So that's very cool. So there's a good look at those with the spinners and whatnot. Looking very strong, and there's a little bit of a simulated wing view. It's pretty sweet. So very happy to see that. There's the winglet. Very strong. It was so cool. Look at that for 8 hours. Just what a vibe. Go get you a 747 if you can, although Lufthansa tickets are usually rough. And the cheat is the Air Canada mile redemptions. Air Canada credit card is epic, and go get a big bonus on it. That's what I recommend. That's how I did it, at least. But as you can tell, the wing detail is really nice. You got the L3 door in the middle right there. Looks very strong. Or yeah, I think it's the L3 or the L4, and some, whatever the correct combination is. I'm not sure if it goes per row or per deck or per just door that comes first. But regardless, there's that. Looks very strong, and we get into some premium economy up here, and then the rest of it's economy, of course. So very strong. We do have 2 Wi-Fi boxes up here. This is the main one, then you got the other one right here. I don't think there was live TV. I might be wrong. Just need to review my footage, but I believe it was just TV and TV shows. So, or sorry, movies and TV shows that were pre-installed. Yeah, pre-downloaded. L4 door looking very strong right there as well. All the economy here. Got one more antenna up there on the top. And then the rest of the economy here gets you to the registration prefix of Delta Alpha Bravo Victory Yankee. Very strong. You got the Germany flag, the EU flag, and then that obviously takes us on to the last antenna right there. And you got a Navy one underneath right there. So that's very cool to see. And the L5 door, of course, which is looking very strong and very mighty and powerful as well. At the beautiful Lufthansa logo, it's super cool. The actual logos remain the same over time, it seems, so that's very cool. But obviously the livery's progressed very much to the point where the yellow doesn't exist on the actual aircraft anymore. They still use it in branding and whatnot, but not in this capacity right here. So that is very impressive. You got the AP back here. Horizontal stabilizers are ginormous. Look how big those are. Overall looking very strong and very good details all throughout. Let's take a look at the right side of the aircraft here, where you got the baggage door. That's very nice. Looks really strong. And you got the back one as well, and the cargo, of course. So that's very nice. Let's see if I can show you a good view here. There's the top. Looking very strong. Overall really good. The antennas are really cool in this aircraft. Bottom looks very nice as well. You can see the air inlets, which is really cool. The red antenna is also featured, along with all the other applicable features. And there's a stubby antenna right there, that orange one. So that's very cool as well. So overall, it's a really nice aircraft. So glad to have it. You can bet on this having a model unboxing along with the Air Canada A220. So we'll dive more into all the applicable features then. But I mean, how could you not like that? That is a great looking plane. So one unboxing, let's go ahead and line them up, take a look and see what they're all about, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, as you can tell, a very successful massive unboxing today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the assets. This is a really cool kit. Lufthansa 727 will certainly be a project, so looking forward to assembling that back together. But it's not the only one on the list. It's a very cool aircraft, so very glad to have it there. Very happy to have the Air Canada A220 after flying it. That's a super cool shot right there, not even planned. So very cool to get those two right next to each other. So yeah, Air Canada A220, very nice. Really glad to have it, and certainly will be a huge asset for a very long time to come. So very excited to have that and to reflect upon that. SkyTeam Stealth 767-400 is one of the best quality aircraft in the unboxing, hands down. Very glad to have it. Huge piece right here, and very excited to utilize this for a very long time to come. Same song, second verse for the JetBlue A321. I really like the shark guts on this one. Very cool aircraft, and overall looking very strong. Got some very meaningful aircraft here with the Fiji 737 MAX. Very much appreciated to get this here, and very excited to use it here for a long time, so that'll be really fun. Get the Jetstar A320. This is really cool. They're a very neat carrier, so very excited to have it here. It'll be really fun to say the least. Got the FedEx MD-11 here. A little bit of glue will fix this one right up, so certainly looking forward to touching that up. Looking very strong no matter what the case is, so very happy about that. And the grand finale of the Lufthansa 747-400. This is a really cool plane, so very glad to have it, and overall looking really strong. Again, I really hope all of you enjoyed the unboxing today. These are really cool, and definitely glad to get to feature them here today. But nevertheless, that'll do for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name's CM Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love you do. My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. CM Aviation is signing off.